If you're thinking about moving to Connecticut and you want the perfect blend of historic charm, top-rated schools, amazing restaurants, and easy commute to Hartford, Glastonbury might be exactly what you're looking for. But before you decide, let's talk about the pros and cons of living here, because while Glastonbury might check a lot of boxes, it might not be the right fit for everyone. So let's dig in. My name is Jason Boice. I'm a local real estate agent here in Central and Eastern Connecticut, and I have passions for fitness, real estate, and family life with my wife Jasmine and our dog Holly. On this channel, we're going to cover everything you need to know about upsizing or downsizing in the state of Connecticut. Thank you for tuning in. So before we get started, let's talk about location and a brief overview. So Glastonbury sits on the eastern bank of the Connecticut River, almost directly across from Hartford. It is in Hartford County. It is considered one of the premier suburbs of Hartford, with a blend of historic charm, suburban convenience, rural beauty, great schools. Glastonbury was founded in 1693. It's actually one of the oldest towns in Connecticut, and it was originally known for its shipbuilding and tobacco farming. Now, currently, population is around 35,000 people, and median household is around $500,000, so it is higher priced for the area. We'll dig into that a little bit later in this video. Now, Glastonbury is actually kind of split into, there are three parts of town, right? You have the main Glastonbury, which is the central area. That's pretty much anchored by your intersections of Main Street and Hebron Avenue. It's where you'll find the heart of the town. Most of the restaurants, the boutiques, the community events, all that stuff is going to occur there. A good portion of this area is walkable. Some part of it is historic. And that's where you get a lot of the vibrant places like Brico's, Plan B, Daybreak Coffee Roasters. And real estate wise, you got a mix of, there are some sections of town that have smaller capes, some classic colonials, and then you actually got quite a few condos and some apartments here as well. East Glastonbury, now this is located east of Route 2, and this is more rural. You're going to have more of that rural residential feel, so you're going to be thinking larger lots, quieter subdivisions with some scenic farmlands. Actually easy access to the Mosaic State Forest, which is popular with hikers and bikers. And many of these homes were built in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Again, often with more land and more privacy than your central Main Street Glastonbury homes. Now, East Glastonbury, great area for people who want the Glastonbury schools and amenities, but a little bit quieter country lifestyle. And then we have South Glastonbury. Now, South Glastonbury is one of the most picturesque, known for rolling farmlands, orchards, vineyards. It is home to Rose's Berry Farm, Dendero Orchards, Belltown Hill Orchards, Crystal Ridge Winery. It's actually the home of the Glastonbury Ferry that crosses the river between Glastonbury and Rocky Hill. Offers beautiful views of the Connecticut River, historic charm. You get a lot of 16s and 1700s built early colonial houses, those antique farmhouses along the river. But you also have a lot of luxury estates there that have been developed on some of that older farmland. Locals love, for South Glastonbury, the strong sense of community and small town feel, but within the larger Glastonbury framework. Now, let's briefly touch on commute distances and hospitals. So you are in Glastonbury, you're about 15 minutes to Hartford via Route 2. It's a quick shot over. One of the reasons Glastonbury has developed so much, so many people work in Hartford but live in Glastonbury. You're about 25 minutes to Middletown via Route 17. You are about 30 minutes to Vernon, or less than 30 minutes to Vernon. 35 minutes to Norwich via Route 2. A little bit further down, you're about 40 minutes to New London, 25 minutes to Manchester, and also about 25 minutes to Bradley International Airport if you're flying. Hospitals, you're about 15 minutes away from Hartford Hospital via Route 2. You're about 25 minutes to Middlesex Hospital via Route 17, and you're about 35 minutes to Wyndham Hospital via Route 2. Now, pro number one about living in Glastonbury has incredibly strong sense of community and curb appeal, more than any of the other surrounding towns. Glastonbury is known for beautiful, well-kept neighborhood with mature trees and character. The pride of ownership here shows. You will see very well cared for houses, very well cared for lawns with curb appeal. You got manicured lawns, sidewalks, and there's also a very charming Main Street district within town. Have a lot of community events. There's the Apple Harvest Festival that I've been going to since I was a young kid. They have a summer music series. There are farmers markets on Hubbard Green. So very strong sense of community. A lot of times people that live in Glastonbury and grow up in Glastonbury, they just have this strong sense of community and the ties to the town that kind of last forever. For the area, Glastonbury is going to be probably your best selection of amazing restaurants and local amenities. For restaurants, man, it is a foodie destination. You have Brico's, which is modern Italian. You have Max Fish, which is seafood and raw oyster bar. Plan B, known for craft burgers and bourbon. You got Salulita's, known for Mexican. This place, that is booked. Ken's Corner, amazing place if you're into breakfast and lunch. It is like an upscale diner, some of the best breakfasts around. And then with coffees and cafes, you have Daybreak Coffee Roasters, one of my favorite places. You also have shopping at Somerset Square. And then you also have Glastonbury Center, where you have Whole Foods, other boutique stores and gems. For fitness and wellness, you have selections galore. You have Edge Fitness right in downtown Glastonbury. There's a CrossFit gym. There's a ton of yoga and Pilates studios. If you're into any type of fitness, Glastonbury has all the choices you could want. So pro number 3 about living in Glastonbury is the outdoor recreation and natural beauty. Glastonbury outdoor scene, it really is one of the biggest draws. I mean, you have riverfront access, you have forest trails, and you have beautiful open space. It really is great. So Riverfront Park sits on the Connecticut River, and that offers kayaking, fishing, walking trails, volleyball court, open space for events and picnics. Awesome area with a ton to do. You also have Earl Park, Addison Park, and J.B. Williams Park. Those are all local favorites for hiking, playgrounds, sports fields, winter sledding, ice skating, all outdoor parks, great areas for families and kids to play. If you want something a little more adventurous, Measure Mosaic State Forest is a massive state forest stretching through Glastonbury, Marlborough, and Portland. And there are miles of hiking, biking, and hunting trails. Plus, there are a few brooks and streams if you're into fishing. Speaking of fishing, you have access to the Connecticut River, so great access for that. But you also have smaller trout fishing areas. You have Salmon Brook, you have Roaring Brook. Those are all trout fishing areas. And then short drive away, you have Salmon River. It's just east of Glastonbury. And it's a quick drive, but one of the best fly fishing areas around in central Connecticut. They actually have a fly fishing only section. You also have Bell Street Pond and Diamond Lake. Those are local favorites for casual fishing, especially for kids. We used to go there a lot as kids. For orchards and farms, you have Rose's Berry Farm, you have Dendero Orchards, Belltown Orchards. If you're into pick your own apples or berries, anything like that, you have a plethora of options. If you're into golf, you have Glastonbury Hills Country Club and Miniature Golf Course, giving you 2 local options right in town. So, I mean, really, if you're into hiking, biking, fishing, kayaking, golfing, any of those outdoor options, those are all available right in town in Glastonbury. You don't even have to travel for all those. Pro number 4. is the school system. Now, one of the biggest reasons people move to Glastonbury is because of the public school system. It is consistently ranked amongst the top districts in the state of Connecticut for academics, athletics, extracurricular activities. You name it, Glastonbury ranks very high in it. Now, the public school serves roughly 6,000 students, and it's the elementary school. There are multiple elementary schools separated based on where you live. There's Button Ball Lane, Hebron Avenue, Hopewell, Naog, and Naubach. Now, those are all broken up amongst where you live. Those typically run K through 5. And then 6th grade goes to Gideon Wells School. And then middle school, 7th and 8th grade, goes to Smith Middle School, which is located just outside of the central Glastonbury area. And then Glastonbury High School, grades 9 through 12. It is a standout in Connecticut, both for academics and athletics. They offer tons of advanced placement courses, multiple honors tracks. They have strong programs in STEM, language, fine arts, music. The athletic teams regularly compete at the state championship level. They have won numerous state titles across different sports, and it offers a robust performing arts department, student government, and there are clubs from everything from robotics to debate to community service. It really is a fantastic school system. I'm a byproduct, and it just offers a lot more opportunity as it is extremely well funded, and it is something that there is a large parent involvement, a lot of town funding. The school pride runs deep in the entire town, and the parents and everything want to contribute and help keep it such a wonderful learning environment for their children. Pro number 5 about living in Glastonbury is the central location and the easy commute to a lot of different places. It is ideal for professionals commuting to Hartford or East Hartford or Rocky Hill or Bloomfield, or a number of the surrounding areas that have big time employers. You got access to Route 2, Route 17, I-91, I-84. It really makes it easy access to almost anywhere in the state. And you're only 25 minutes to Bradley International Airport. So if you're flying in and out of Connecticut, it is quick access to the main airport hub. Pro number 6 about living in Glastonbury is the thriving local economy. There are a ton of successful businesses in Glastonbury and a ton of employers right within town. There's stable housing market with high demand. There's a strong base for healthcare, finance, insurance professionals. So again, a lot of employers within town. And the town continually invests a ton of money in the schools, the sidewalks, and the infrastructure, all of which help maintain all of which help maintain property values and why the town is in such high demand, and hence property values are in high demand. All right, now there's a ton of pros of Glastonbury, but no town is perfect. So now we're going to talk about the cons of Glastonbury. So con number 1 is the higher cost of living. Compared to all the surrounding towns, Glastonbury does have a higher cost of living. Starting with property values, homes start in the $450,000 to $600,000 range for your typical small colonial, and it only goes up for there. Luxury homes can easily exceed $1 million. The mill rate's just under 36, I believe 35.9 as of right now, and so it's a little bit higher than the area, but the higher assessed values and property values keep the taxes on the high side, and a lot of people get priced out of Glastonbury, so they move to some of the surrounding towns. Glastonbury does have a ton of shopping, dining, and services, and because of access to everything and property values, those are a little more expensive than the surrounding areas. Con number 2 about living in Glastonbury is the traffic and the congestion. In the downtown areas like Route 2, Hebron Ave, Main Street, it can back up during rush hour and weekends just because there's so much activity in town. So many people live there, want to eat there and be there. It can cause traffic and congestion. Also during school pickup and drop off times. If that's not for you, that could be a significant con. If you're looking to buy, con number 3 is going to be housing. There is limited supply And homes sell quickly, especially under 600,000, where there's very high demand of people trying to get into town. New construction is limited. Most new builds are on the higher end, so you're thinking 800,000 and up. And a lot of buyers are facing bidding wars and they need to react quickly. So as you can see here, median sale price in Glastonbury currently is at 575,000. And when we compare that to the state in general, median sale price of 415,000. So you can see home values in Glastonbury are a lot higher than the rest of the state in general. And as you can see here, when we're looking at months of supply, the supply in Glastonbury is much lower than the state in general. A lot of it is because houses are scooped up so much faster in Glastonbury because of high demand. And here you can see, on average, houses are selling for about 6% over list price in Glastonbury compared to about 2.5% in the rest of the state, showing you the very high demand of Glastonbury housing and people trying to get into the school system and into the town. Con number 4 about Glastonbury is same with surrounding towns. You're going to have weather and maintenance. So it's your typical Connecticut 4 seasons. So we do have snow. You're going to have snow removal, leaf cleanup, and general upkeep. It's just a part of life here. And then con number 5, it's less rural and more suburban. So a lot of east of the river stuff is going to be more rural. Glastonbury is a little more suburban. So if you're looking for quiet country living and large acreage, South Glastonbury might be more your option, but downtown Glastonbury area, not really going to meet that. It is more developed. There are more amenities and less privacy than some of the other surrounding towns. So there are trade-offs. So in closing, right, Glastonbury, it is one of those towns offering kind of the best of both worlds. You have top tier schools, great restaurants, strong community pride, easy access to Hartford, Bradley International Airport, major highways, but just know that you pay for the privilege of all of those things. If you value convenience, safety, lifestyle, it really is tough to beat. But if you prefer like wide open space, slower pace, maybe a little bit lower cost, then you might want to look into Marlborough, Hebron, or East Hampton. I will link to the pros and cons of those towns below if that's something you're interested in. And quickly, if you are considering Glastonbury or anywhere in Eastern Connecticut, I'm a local realtor here. I would love to help you figure out which town best fits your lifestyle. All my contact info will be below. As far as links to other videos, I'll leave a video to my What Does $500,000 series Get You in Glastonbury below if you want to check that out, and pros and cons to some of the other surrounding towns. Also, if you found this video helpful, please like that, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for other local real estate updates, and send this to anyone else who you think would find this information helpful or useful. Thank you for watching. Truly appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in.